Greetings to you, my dear students. How are you feeling today? I hope that you are in a good condition. Also, I wish that you have a quite nice place and spot while watching this demonstration teaching, so that you will not get interrupted while I am discussing. But before we start our lesson, let me introduce myself to you. I am your teacher for today, Miss Gertrude Emmanuel from BTADED HQ class. And for our today's lesson, let me read you our learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, the students are expected to A. Recognize the different sewing tools and equipment. B. Explain the use of these tools and equipment. And lastly, letter C. Independently able to manipulate the sewing tools and equipment. Before we start our lesson, let me show you some pictures and then identify the name of that picture. Are you ready? Okay, let's start. Can you guess the name of this picture? Very good. It's a hand needle. How about this one? Great. It's a tape measure. How about the third one? Great job! It's a sewing machine. How about the fourth one? Hooray! It's a seam ripper. You got it correct. And for our last one? Great job! It's a fabric. Congratulations, you got it all correct. Let's move on to the main topic of this discussion. While we are guessing the items shown in the picture earlier, I guess that you have some hints about the topic of this discussion. Today, you are going to learn the use of sewing tools and equipment. When we say tools, these are the devices that one can hold in hand to carry out a particular function. And when we say equipment, this makes our work more easier and faster, just like our sewing machines. Sewing tools are classified according to their uses. We have the measuring tools, marking tools, cutting tools, pinning and sewing tools, and lastly, other materials like fabric and thread. So first, let's discuss the measuring tools. First, we have the tape measure. It is a flexible measuring device used in taking body measurements. It is a common tool that dressmakers always carry when they are taking measurements about the cloth that they will going to create. Next, we have the sewing gauge. It is used for measurements at hemlines, buttonholes, and areas where other small measurements require checkings, such as pleats and tops. Next, we have the ruler. It is a useful tool to have for measuring and drawing straight seam lines and cutting lines. It has two sizes, the 12 inches and 18 inches. Next, we have the yarn stick. It is used for making hemlines and checking grain lines when laying out the pattern. Next, we have the L-square or the Taylor square. It is used to transfer the measurements to the draft pattern. It is also useful in making straight lines and numbers. The L-square has two arms. The long arm measures at 24 inches long and the shorter arm measures about 14 inches long. And lastly, we have the French curve. This is used to shape the depth of the neck hole and the armhole of the pattern. Next, we have the cutting tools. We have also 5 types of cutting tools. First, we have the bent-handled dressmaker shears. These the blades are used to move easily and cut smoothly along the entire length, and the points should come together. Next, we have the pinking shears. This is used to finish seam and raw edges to create decorative edges on many types of fabric. Next, we have the cutting scissors. Cutting scissors also have three types of cutting scissors. First, we have the trimming scissors, next embroidery scissors, and third one is the buttonhole scissors. Trimming scissors are used for trimmings and clipping threads and snipping slashes, while the embroidery scissors are used in working with fine details in the delicate fabrics in embroidery work. And last is the buttonhole scissor. It is intended to make buttonholes in our dresses, shirts, polo shirts, and pants, and everything. Next, we have the seam ripper. Seam ripper is especially designed for ripping out stitches from seams either as a result of an error or during alterations. Next in line, rotary cutter and mat. It is the adaptation of the giant rotary cutter used in the garment industry. It is working just like the pizza cutter. Okay, let's move on to the marking tools. In marking tools, we have 6 types of marking tools, which is first, we have the chalk or dressmaker's pencil. It is available in white or lighter colors. It is used to make fine lines on fabric, and it has an erasing brush at one end. We also have liquid marking pen. It comes in 2 types. The first type is the one that washes out, and the other type is that fades after 48 hours. Those that wash out should not be used on fabric that show watermarks. The mark should be removed before pressing the fabric. Next, we have the tailor's chalk. This is essential as a marker for use on materials. Tailor's chalk is also available in range of colors and is removed by brushing. Next, we have wax chalk. It is used for woven fabrics, and it can be removed by pressing. Next, we have the tracing wheel. There are 2 types of tracing wheels. We have the serrated edge and the smooth end. The serrated edge wheel produces dots on the fabric and is suitable for most types of fabrics. And the smooth edge wheel is best for delicate fabric, unlike the serrated edge will not pierce more delicate fabric. Lastly, on the marking tools, we have the dressmaker's carbon paper. It is also called as dressmaker's tracing paper. It is specially waxed carbon paper that transfers the tracing wheel's markings on the fabric. A color of tracing paper should be chosen that is close to the color of the fabric. Next, we have the pinning and sewing tools. First in the tools is the pin cushion. It is the cotton-like pillow that we commonly see when our mother is sewing certain or repairing our t-shirts or shorts. It holds the straight pins and needles while working to prevent accidents. Next, we have the hand needle. It is used to make temporary stitches and buttonholes. It is the common or the main character in terms of sewing, because without hand needle we can't repair our broken sleeves or shorts, or we can't make the dress or the garments that we are going to make. Next, we have the sewing needle threader. It aids in putting the thread to the needle. Sewing needle threader is the tool used to put the thread on the needle. Next, we have the thimble. It is a small hard pleated cup worn to protect one finger that pushes the needle in sewing. It is called in Tagalog as nidal. Move on to the next sewing tools, the last tool. which is the other materials like fabric and thread. Fabric, it is the cloth used in making garments. And the thread, as usual, it is the tool used in assembling and or constructing the parts of the garments. Let's move on to the equipment that we are using when in terms of sewing. Lax stitch sewing machine. This is usually used in home and sometimes in school. This is also called domestic sewing machine. It is run by foot and may be also converted to electric power machine. Move on to the major parts of lax stitch sewing machine. It has two major parts, the upper and the lower part. The upper part is composed of head, arm, and bed. The head is a complete sewing machine without a cabinet or stand. The arm is the curved part of the head containing mechanism for operating the needle, while the bed, it is the flat portion of the machine, and beneath is the feed dog where it is mounted. And the shuttle and the lower thread are placed. Parts of the sewing machine in the arm. First, we have the spool pin. This is the thread holder. Next is the thread guide. It keeps the thread in position. Third, we have the thread take-up lever. It releases the thread and interlocks with the bobbin thread. Fourth, the pressure bar. There holds the pressure foot. Tension controls the looseness and tightness of stitches. Needle bar holds the needle in place. Needle cuff. Needle cuff. It holds and tightens the needle. Pressure foot. It holds the fabric in place while sewing. Needle. It is a leather tool attached to the needle cuff used for sewing. Bobbin winder. Bobbin winder controls the bobbin while winding the thread. Stitch regulator checks the length of the stitches. Balance wheel, it sets the mechanism into motion. Belt connects the balance wheel to the drive wheel. Stop motion screw. It hinders moving when loosened and start. Now that we finished discussing the use of sewing tools and equipment, I hope that you learned a lot. But before we end this session, let's have a short recap. Earlier, I said that sewing tools are classified into according to their uses. Can you identify what uses or what type of tools are being discussed earlier? Great! It is the measuring tools, marking tools, cutting tools, sewing and pinning tools, and lastly, the other materials like fabric and thread. How about the two major parts of lax stitch sewing machine? Great job! It is the upper and the lower part. And what is the composition of the upper part of lax stitch sewing machine? Great! It is the head, arm, and bed. There are more to recall about our discussion, but I hope that you learned a lot and try to use some sewing tools and